Hey there everyone, Thempirian here with cards to talk about. We got a ton of new cards, even though we just did a ton of new cards. That's because there was one of those televised OCG shows. I don't know if it was the OCG Times or not. I don't see anything saying either way. It's one of them though. Holy moly, there's a ton to talk about, including Umbral horror and more support for Ritual Light and Darkness, or Light and Darkness Ritual as it's known here. Ice Barrier as well, getting some stuff. But first, there's a couple of extra support that's also been thrown out there outside of that framework. We've got a new Blitzclick card. That's a really cute art. I like that a lot. It's Blitzclick Over Voltage in Beyond the Brave. A normal spell card, you can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Target a face-up monster on the field, destroy it. You cannot special summon the effect monster for the rest of the turn except from the hand. Okay. So this is just a way to... I actually kind of like this, because this is just... for one, it's just a removal spell. Blitzclick doesn't, has that lock anyways, so you don't really care so much about that lock in Blitzclick specifically. Or in some other decks, like Monarch, which is interesting. So this could actually just be a generic pop card in, like, Monarch in Genesis, right? But also, it's, just a generic pop card in Blitzclick. And also, it triggers the effects of the Blitzclick, which can sometimes be a problem in Blitzclick when you draw too much of, like, literally anything else. So this is like a card that does something that you might want to have in your deck. It is, it's like a fine, it seems like fine. And then it has a second effect. Card is destroyed by your Blitzclick card effect while this card is in your graveyard. Add this card to your hand. That's helpful too. But it is also just like another spell you could put on the field to pop with Grain to get it on the field. So there's like a lot of things you could do with this card. I think this card reads simple, but is actually surprisingly versatile. Just really like able to proc the effects of your Blitzclick cards that are already on the field when sometimes you don't have access to that sort of thing. Blitzclick has a problem going first for exactly that reason. Not as a problem, because they can also just set their trap cards, but you have to draw the trap cards, right? Yeah, I like this. I like this card a lot, despite how simple it seems on first blush. There's a lot of stuff going on in here. It's cool. All right, next up. It's a new support for the Sacred Beast wave. Heavenly Destruction of the Sacred Beast, or Shimmering Shatterer of the Sacred Beast. Quick play spell. You can only activate a card with this card's name once per turn. Activate one of these effects. Put activates a card or effect in response to the activation of your Sacred Beast monster's effect. Negate that opponent's effect. Oh. Okay, do not interact with me, the card. This card archetype has Called by the Grave now. Reveal a level 10 Sacred Beast monster to your hand, discard a card, and if you do, add an illusion gate from your deck to your hand. Whoa! 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 Oh my god. Shuffle 3 Sacred Beast traps from your graveyard or banishment into the deck. Target a card your opponent controls, destroy it. Only the traps. That's interesting. I guess there's technically more traps than there are the others, I think. That's interesting. And the other card is basically Gate of the Sacred Beast. It's not actually a Sacred Beast card, but it basically is a Sacred Beast card. That's interesting. But yeah, so this card is really versatile. It's got a lot of different... It's got 3 different modes of operation. You only do 1 per turn. It's not one of the ones where you can do all 3 once per turn. It's only 1 per turn on this. But it's either a Called by the Grave that protects your stuff. It gets you a board wipe. Or it's Recursion that also pops a card. That's really interesting. Huh. This card seems pretty good. I don't know if it's good enough to make Sacred Beasts a playable deck, but also we haven't seen what Sacred Beasts is doing in Genesis yet. So I don't know if it's... I don't think it's going to be good in Genesis, but I would like to see it happen. I'd like to see what's going on with them first before I make that judgment call. But this card I feel like is going to really help. Like Illusion Gate's a 10-point card. If you can play 1 copy of it and 3 of this instead of 3 copies of that, that would be crazy. And then in addition, it's also called by, it's also it's better than Called By, honestly, as far as that goes. In some ways it's not. And then like 3 traps back into the deck to pop a card. I mean, getting the 3 traps there is going to be difficult, but like it's more about the recursion than it is about the pop. I think the pop's just extra. All right, next up. All right, here we're going to talk about the stuff that was revealed in the OCG Times thing. I don't know if it's OCG Times or not. Looks like OCG Times. I'm not sure. It's a new Ice Barrier Ekhajar. I think that's how they're pronouncing it. Ekhajar. It's Sanskrit, apparently, but I don't know Sanskrit particularly well. Ekhajar. Descendant Dragon of the Ice Barrier. And it looks like a Trishula. But it's a Descendant Dragon, so don't you worry. It's not Trishula. It just looks like Trishula. Level 9. I don't know anything about the lore here. Ask Golden Nova. Level 9 Water Dragon Secret Effect Monster, 3,000 attack, 1,000 defense, tuner, and non-tuners. Okay, pretty generic. You'll use the first, second, and third fix this card's name each once per turn. If this card is synchro summon, you can discard a card, banish 2 cards from your opponent's field or grave. Okay. If your opponent special summons a monster, banish 1 card from your hand, return 1 card in either field or graveyard to the hand. Oh, okay. If this synchro summon card is sent to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, you can banish 1 card from their hand at random, field, or grave. Okay, so it's doing the, like, 3 different zones of banishment of the regular Trishula, but it's doing them at different times to make them separate effects. I kind of like that. Especially since the banish from hand is, like, a choice the opponent has to actively make if they don't have a way to banish it or something. So like the opponent can plan around it so it's not so fucking egregious. I like that a lot. I guess you could send it to the graveyard during your opponent's turn, but like the opponent still has time to plan around it a little bit more. And like banishing 2 from field or grave as on the synchro summon, like still makes it potentially worth playing, although you do have to discard a card for that. You get to banish a card to do the return from field or grave. I don't know, still seems like an interesting card. I would play around with it, especially with how generic it is. It's like more generic than Trish because it uses 1 or more non-tuners instead of 2 or more. I think it's 2 or more. Either 2 or more or just 2. Yeah, this is cool. This is a cool card. I like that. Alright, next up. Oh, here's the Umbral Horrors. We've got a huge list of Umbral Horrors. New Umbral Horror support. Look at that. That's a guy. Chaos, or CXE's Chaos Barian Hope Dragon. Levels are rank 7, Dark Dragon Xyz, 0 attack, 0 defense, 3+ level 7 monsters. You could also Xyz summon this card by using 1 number C monster you control with a number between 101 and 107 in its name, transfer its materials. Alrighty. Gains 1,000 attack for each material attached to it, so like well, it's a C number, so that's got to be at least 4, right? Because it's the 2 materials to make the Xyz monster, unless you detach, I suppose. And then the number C on top of the Xyz monster, so that's 4 materials. So 4,000 attack on like just by default, at the very least. Your opponent cannot add cards from the deck to the hand while this card has a number C monster as material, except by drawing them. Oh boy. Ugh. Gross. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card, attach the top 2 cards of your opponent's deck to this card. Oh. Oh. So it's that Thunder Dragon. Colossus. It's Colossus. Because it gets bigger instead of being hard to out, which makes it much easier to out. It's much easier to out than Colossus. And you know that Colossus isn't actually taking over the metagame either. It's just going to be annoying. It's just going to be annoying. Unless these other cards, like, significantly... Let's see. Shining Umbral Horror. That seems weird, like Shining. But, you know, it's the Shining, maybe. Maybe it's the Shining. Level 4 Light Fiend effect monster. Light Fiend? Light Fiend? The Fiendsmith? 0 attack, 2000 defense. You only use the first and second card to turn. If you normal special summon an Umbral Horror or Masquerade Xyz monster, you special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, draw one card, and if you drew an Umbral Horror monster, special summon it. This is a funny effect, but it seems kind of bad. Like it's an extender. It requires you to summon an Umbral Horror. So you have to. It's like you have to already have an Umbral Horror in hand to summon, and then it draws a card. And if you somehow manage to draw another Umbral Horror, you get to special summon it. Like that seems kind of bad, right? I don't know. It's like fine, I guess. It's good if it goes off, but it's not if it doesn't. This card can be treated as 2 materials for the XC summon of a number monster that requires 3 or more materials. Oh. That seems pretty. That helps a lot. And then because like a lot of the Umbral, the numbers require more materials. Okay. V Umbral Horror. It's from Arc V. Level 4 Dark Spellcaster effect monster 500, 1500. Can only use the first and second turn. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add an Umbral Horror monster to your deck to your hand, except for V Umbral Horror. I assume that it would like normal summoning that and adding this wouldn't let you just trigger this, right? I assume that would be the case because it would be an on summon effect. So like the summon was already gone through. So I don't think that would work. That would be really funny if it did. It'd be funny. Like it would be cool if the card like revealed itself in the hand to add Umbral Horror and then normal summoned itself, right? That would do it. You banish this card from your graveyard and target a Masquerade Xyz monster you control. Special summon from your extra deck one number monster that has a rank higher than the monster you control by using it as material. That would get you to C. That would get you to Chaos. This card's crazy. Because that would get you to Chaos, right? And also a ton of other things. So number 104 does require 3, but yeah, it just gets you into Umbral Horror Masquerade, which is the intended thing. And then like any rank 5, it can get you into any rank 5 as long as it's a number monster. Any rank 5 number monster, which is a lot of stuff. All right, Gorgonic Umbral Horror. That's really funny. I know these archetypes are like connected somehow. Yeah, that's funny that they got a crossover card. I wonder if this actually supports both of them. All right, Gorgonic Umbral Horror, level 4 Dark Rock, effect monster, 1200, 0 defense. At least the first and third effects this card you must return. Control no monsters or all monsters you control are Umbral Horror. You can special summon this card from your hand. That's a good extender. And if you do, you can add a non-rock Umbral Horror monster from your deck to your hand. Okay, so that gets you into the normal Umbral Horrors because most of them are fiends. This one's a rock just because it's a Gorgon. So I actually don't hate this effect in this instance because this one's like a specific crossover thing. Can't special summon the extra deck except for number Xyz monsters. Okay. This card can be treated as 2 materials with Xyz of a number monster that requires 3 or more materials. So wait, is the Gorgon? Oh, that's not what I wanted. Is the Gorgonic card a number? I don't remember actually. It's not. And it's also a rank 3, of course, but like, it's not a number. So this actually isn't crossover support at all. It just has the name Gorgonic in it. What the fuck? Why? Why do that? But yeah, they're trying to make it as easy as possible to make Masquerade. So you can get V Umbral, and you can get Gorgonic, and you can make an instant mask with the 2 of them. And then this fucker, if you detach it, can make a rank 5, make the CXCs. And when you summon the Umbral Horror, you can summon the Shining Umbral Horror. When you summon the Masquerade, I mean. So like, if you already have the Gorgonic Umbral Horror in hand, when you summon V Umbral Horror, you can search Shining Umbral Horror instead and get off to the races. Even with the summon of Gorgonic Umbral Horror. That's cool. That's cool. So there is something you can do with that. 1000 Umbral Horror, named after the Dawn 1000. Level 4 Dark Fiend effect, 0/0. Only use the first and second card per turn. Quick effect. Send this card from your hand or field to graveyard. Place the 7th Baryons from your hand or deck in your field zone face up. You can't switch them for the extra for the turn except for Xyz monsters. Quick effect. That's interesting. What is 7th Baryons? I don't remember what that does. 7th Baryons. What the fuck? Oh, is it new? No wonder I don't remember what it does. It's new. It's a new card. Okay. We'll get to that later then. If a Xyz monster is special summon discarding your graveyard special summon this card, you take no damage for your card effects for the rest of this turn. Oh wow, that's cool. So it sends itself to the graveyard to get the field spell, and then also it's in the while it's in the graveyard, if you Xyz summon, you can summon it to get more extension. That's really strong. Oh, we have a new Masquerade too. Okay, number 104, Masquerade Vein. Interesting. Rank 4 Light Spellcaster Xyz, because like it's already 104, right? Masquerade. Yeah, it's already number 104, so there's just like 2 104s now, but one of them's just a retrain of the other. Level 4 Light Spellcaster Xyz effect monsters 2700, 1200, 3 level 4 monsters. It's still keeping the 3 level 4 monsters, but we have a lot of things that can cheat that. You'll use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card, add a Baryon spell trap from your deck to your hand. There's a lot of those. We just briefly looked through them, and some of them are really good. Like you have the ones that add, that are like just generic searchers for whatever the fuck you want. A monster Xyz summoned using this card in the field gains this effect. If it's Xyz summoned, oh wow, because this, okay. If it's Xyz summoned, oh wow. Okay, so you could, the search effect lets you detach the guy to the graveyard to make the chaos. Wow. It looks like we have a new chaos too. These seem really fucking good. It seems like you're not going to be playing a lot of the old cards actually, but they seem really fucking good. Gains this effect. If the Xyz summon activate this effect, your opponent can banish 4 monsters with different attributes and 1 spell from their deck. If they do not, you banish the top 10 cards of their deck. Huh. They banish them face up though. That could be dangerous in some decks. Against some decks. It looks like it's not optional either. It doesn't say you can. It says activate this effect. So it's mandatory? That's interesting though. That's fucked up. Alright, Masquerade, or number C104, Masquerade Umbral Horror Victory. New version of the Chaos Xyz. Rank 4 Dark Spellcaster Xyz effect monster, 3000 attack, 1500 defense, 4 level 5 monsters, but again, you can just cheat that. Once per turn, quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card and target 1 card your opponent controls, destroy it. Okay. This card battles an opponent's monster during damage calc. You can make this card's attack and defense become that opponent's monster's attack and defense, whichever is higher, plus 100 during damage calculation only. If this card destroys the opponent's monster by battle, send a random card from their hand to the graveyard if you do have their life points. Ooh, wow. What does the originals do? During battle phase, when the opponent's monster's effect is activated, detach material, negate the activation to do inflict 800. It's actually a pretty good card, especially the 3 monsters requirement. And then the Chaos Xyz, when this card is for summoned, you can target a spell trap on the field, destroy that target. This card has number 104, Masquerade as material, gains this effect. Once per turn during either player's turn, when the monster's effect is activated on the opponent's side of the field, detach the Xyz material from this card, negate the activation, and send a random card from opponent's hand to the graveyard. Have the opponent's life points. So like these cards are actually pretty solid too, so you might want to play them as well. But these new cards are also really good. Unfortunately, this card does not become the original 104, so you can't really get the Chaos Monsters effect going exactly, but you still have something to do with it. All right, here's the field spell, 7th Barians. Can only use the second or third effects of this card's name once per turn. Each player can only special summon one non-number monsters from the extra deck while this card is face up on the field twice per turn. And you can get that at quick effect speed during the opponent's turn. Dude, what the fuck? And it places it on the field so it's not ashable? Oh, has my... What the fuck? Why did my VTuber stop working? There we go. I don't know why. Hopefully it wasn't for too long. I'm not redoing all this. I've been going for 20 minutes. I'm not redoing all that. Sorry. Wow, okay, and that's not all it does. It only it's fucking summon limit for non-number monsters. But that's not all it does. It also, during your main phase, lets you add an Umbral Horror monster to your deck to your hand and then discard a card, which theoretically could actually be good for you if you want to get an Umbral Horror into the graveyard. Because some of these want to be in the graveyard. During the end phase, each player takes 400 damage for each Xyz monster on the field. Okay, so that's like the like hurting you to like for this thing happening. So you might want to pop it if it gets too much for you because your deck is entirely based around Xyz monsters. But you're also forcing your opponent to play around Xyz monsters, but whatever. All right, we have new Barians cards as well. You search Barian cards, right? That's what you search. Yeah, Barians cards. Anything with Barians in the name? All right, Barians Hope, normal spell card. You can only use this first and second effects per turn. Special summon Umbral Horror monster or Masquerade Xyz monster from your hand or graveyard. Wow. And you can make the... wow, that's kind of crazy. It's a monster reborn, but also it summons from the hand. You can make the levels of all Umbral Horror monsters you control become the level of one Umbral Horror monster in your field or graveyard. So that way it's easier to get stuff going. Oh, we skipped over this one. I just realized we skipped over that. We'll get back to it. I think we'll just keep covering what we have and we'll get back to it. I don't know. I guess I don't know the other Umbral Horrors if you're actually going to play any of those. Yeah, they have like weird levels. There's like a level 2. There's a level 4, and a level 1. I don't know if you even play any of these though, so I don't know if that card actually matters. Banish this card for your graveyard to target an Xyz monster you control. Attach a number Xyz monster from your extra deck or graveyard to it. Oh wow, that's a way to get... Oh, okay. So the graveyard effect is crazy because it lets you set up the chaos guy and then get the material it needs to actually activate on it. That's cool. All right, and then we have a counter trap, Barian Seal. You can use the first and second effects card once per turn, only once that turn. Okay, yeah, you only use one of them per turn, only once that turn. Yeah. When your opponent activates a spell trap card or a monster effect, you control a CXZ monster or a number C monster with a number between 101 and 107 in its name. Negate the activation, and if you can attach a monster from either field to your, you can attach a monster from either field or graveyard to your Xyz monster. So it's just a negate. Omni negate. Banish this card for your graveyard, special summon 2 Umbral Horror monsters from your graveyard, and then it just sets you up for another Xyz monster in the grave. That's crazy. Is there... Okay, what the... Oh, number C104 as opposed to CXZs. C104 number C, yeah, C104, and then there's some of them are called like CXZs or whatever instead, so it's covering both bases here. Yeah, here we go. CXZs, Chaos Barian Hope Dragons. We actually didn't talk about this card. So it's level 7 or rank 7, like the Hope Dragon. 0 attack, 0 defense, 3 plus level 7 monsters. You can summon this card using the number state monster you control. Oh, no, we did cover this card. Sorry, I forgot about it already. So it can attach on top of either of the number C monsters you have, either the new Chaos or the old one. Now we have the context to actually understand this card better. Right. I know I'm remembering it. Yeah. So wait, this fucking deck, this goddamn motherfucking deck is setting up like very easily setting up one card well, not quite one card combo. Pretty close to it though. It's like a 1.5 almost. It's weird. You think any combination of like a several 2-card combos does it, but it's not. I don't think there's a 1-card combo that does. There's 1-card combo that just makes this guy, and that's Umbral Horror. Umbral Horror just does the whole thing by getting Gorgonic Umbral Horror. There's not a 1-card combo that establishes it and the field spell though. But if you establish it and the field spell, what you've got is a summon limit and a fucking Ryo, which seems a little much. It seems a little bit much for me. Also, it's burning for every Ixies, so if you're even if you're playing against the Ixies deck, you're also getting the burn in. You're getting burned too, though, but it's like, what the hell is this deck? This deck seems pretty good. It's got a 1-card combo that gets you into this guy who is doing stuff. He's got fucking plays, as in he locks the opponent out of adding to the hand, which seems pretty rough. But also you don't have to go into him if you know your opponent's on something that doesn't care about that. You're also banishing a bunch of monsters from their deck, or just the top 10 cards of their deck. And you could also just end on this guy or the other guy who has a negate. And you might be able to end on multiple depending on how the deck shakes out. It's just got a pop on there, and then like really hard to out, and you really don't want to fuck around with that because of this thing. Set a random card and then have the life points. But like, you also get the fucking negate on board as well, and then they also have an omni negate that they can search. Oh wait, actually, even if you don't see this guy, there is a one. Oh wow, okay, actually there is a 1-card combo because this can add the field spell. Right, okay. No, there is a 1-card combo that to put up the summon limit and the don't add cards card, the Ryo. Wow. This deck seems miserable to play against. I hope they point the shit out of this in Genesis format. I don't want to have to play against this in Genesis. Ugh. Okay, next up. I think we're done with these. Let's take a look at the next wave of support for Light and Darkness Ritual. By the way, the fact that Light and Darkness Ritual is getting a new wave of support kind of confirms to me that the Joey cards will get a new wave of support as well, which hopefully will make them actually pretty good. Because I think there's a strong first start that need a lot of support to give them like an end board. Like they have a lot of the stuff that you would need to see in a deck that's good. It just doesn't have the end board, so hopefully that'll give it the end board. But yeah, with Light and Darkness, it's already a good deck. Let's see what they're giving to it. First up, Black Skull Dragon? I don't think Black Skull Dragon was in that duel. Maybe this is just I mean, technically Black Luster Soldier wasn't in that duel either, so I think what the idea is that it's encompassing the finals of Duelist Kingdom as in its totality. So it's also doing Black Skull Dragon because that was in the Joey Yugi duel in the anime. Not in the manga. But still, you know, in the anime. So here's Black Skull Dragon, the Archfiend Dragon of Unity, because it's just both of them combined. It'd be funny if it supported Dark Time Wizard too. Level 9 Dark Dragon, special summon effect monster, 3200, 2500. Cannot be normal summon or set, must be special summoned by its own effect. Can use the first effect this card's name once per turn. Quick effect, you could discard a quick play or ritual spell, special summon this card from your hand in defense position. Wait a minute, a quick play? Like Dark Time Wizard? If this card is special summon, you can set a spell trap that mentions Light and Darkness Ritual from your deck or graveyard. Okay, well that's pretty specific. And not in the way that makes it playable in Dark Time Wizard. At the start of the battle phase, you can make your opponent lose 800 life points, and if you do, this card gains 800 attack. That's funny. But yeah, this is... so obviously, Light and Darkness Ritual has a lot of quick plays as well. I was just doing a goof. That's at quick effect speed. So at quick effect speed, you can discard a quick play or ritual spell, special summon this, set a spell trap that mentions Light and Darkness Ritual from deck or graveyard. But it can't be activated this turn. Unlike the Garifo turn 1 play, this one can't really get you off to the races in the same way. It can get you the ritual spell right off the bat, which is neat. It can also get you a bunch of the quick plays, which will just sit there not being able to be activated. This card does not seem particularly good, considering the deck is already pretty consistent. I don't really know how much you need this card. It is funny that it burns them for 800 and gains 800 in the battle phases. I guess it is like a high-level guy that can sit on the field and be bounced back to hand to get the rituals on the field. And it summons to the field pretty easily. I guess there's that. Adds a little bit to the end board going first. I don't know. It seems okay. I don't know if it's great, though. It just seems okay to me. All right, and then... Oh, is this it? There's just 2 cards? Okay. I hope there's more than that for the Joey archetype. Because it could use a lot more. Although just like 2 good end board pieces might do it. Anyways, Spell Shattering Sword. Instead of Spell Shattering Arrows, it's Spell Shattering Sword. Quick play spell, you can only activate 1 card with this card's name per turn. Activate 1 of these effects. Destroy all face-up spells your opponent controls. Oh. Target a face-up monster your opponent controls. Show a Light and Darkness Ritual from your hand or graveyard. And change that monster's attack to 0. Also, its effects are negated. And then the second effect is this card in its owner's possession is destroyed by your opponent. You can destroy 1 card in your opponent's hand at random or on the field. So this is another card you can set off of the Magical Hats retrain that does something when popped. And also it's fucking Harpy's Feather Duster. And also it's able to negate a monster on field and also turn its attack points to 0. It can be responded to, so it's not like crazy as far as that goes. But there's some monsters where you'll be very happy you have this. This card seems really good. I would certainly play at least 1 copy of this because it's very searchable. You could set it off of this guy if you're running this guy. If this guy, if this guy doesn't get points, I would run this in Genesis format. This seems like a card for Genesis format where probably not exactly designed for that, but it seems like a good card in Genesis format if it gets 0 points. And then this card, I don't know if this card will get 0 points. Because there's no restriction. Like, hold up. Wait a minute. This is just a quick play that says destroy all face-up spells your opponent controls. Oh wait, it says face-up, so it's not exactly Harpies. Still though, in certain formats, it doesn't have any restrictions on this. It just says destroy all face-up spells your opponent controls. And Toon World has been tearing up the OCG. When this comes to the TCG, this might come to the TCG before we actually get the new Toon World support. Like, I know Toon World has a way to protect itself with Toon Bookmark, but like, still, that's one of them gone, right? Huh. Wow. It'd be very helpful against that Barian deck too. Wow, these seem really strong. This card in particular seems really strong, even like outside of Ritual Light and Darkness. This card, I don't know, we'll see. Like I said, has potential for Genesis depending on the points. All right, we got one last thing. A new Doriado. Elemental Saga Doriado, and it's one of the big full arts extended. Level 7 light spellcaster effect monster, 2400, 2800. You can only use the first and second of this card's name once per turn. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to the activation of this card's effects. Oh, you love to see that text. If you have 3 or more attributes in your graveyard and this card is in your hand, you can target one monster in your graveyard, special summon it, and this card. Oh. Okay. That's interesting. If you have 3 or more attributes in your graveyard, you can special summon a monster from your deck with a different attribute from the monsters in your field and graveyard. Huh. So, this card seems crazy in certain decks, right? Like Regenesis in particular, I'm thinking of. Now, it doesn't have the stats for Regenesis, but like, after you've done your Regenesis stuff, well, I guess they don't really get to the graveyard very quickly. That'd be the one thing. Oh, Horus, though? The Horus cards? Like, just a deck that can get a bunch of different attributes into the graveyard. Doriado summon, bring out one of them, and then bring out another one of that same attribute or different attribute that's not in the graveyard somehow. That's an instant Ixies? Or like something like of that. Like, it's just, it's so open-ended. There's so many things you could potentially do with this. Neither player can activate cards or effects in response to the activation of this card's effect either. Like, what the fuck? You can't call by the grave or DD Crow the target. And then you just get to have something out of the deck. This card is crazy. I don't know what it's crazy in yet. It might just be crazy in some terrible decks. But this card, it's in and of itself, is crazy. There will come a day when this card is busted as fuck. Mark my words. Wow. I can't believe... It's like a card I can't believe they're printing. Like, it requires you to, like, have the attributes in the graveyard. It's got to be searchable, like, through generic means, right? But once you have those things solved, or you're just willing to have it as a random extender you draw into sometimes, like, this card is fucking insane. Especially if you happen to be in a level 7 deck that happens to have a lot of attributes. Like Kashtira? Like Kashtira? Luckily, they tend to banish things. So... although, I guess not with a Rise Heart band. Wow. What a strong card. These cards all seem crazy as hell. The Blitzclick seems really versatile. The Sacred Beast card also seems really versatile for a deck that could really use it. The Ice Barrier card seems like an interesting generic synchro tool, even if it's not necessarily helping Ice Barrier specifically. The Umbral Horror deck seems scary, even if it's not even if it's not good, it seems scary. But it seems pretty strong. The new Light and Darkness stuff seems pretty good. Even this one I've come around on just because of its Genesis applications. It's going to need to have 0 points, though, to be playable in Genesis. I don't want to give up any of my pointed cards for this. And this card seems just waiting for someone to break it. Just waiting for someone to break it. Yeah. All right, that's going to be it for me, I think. A lot of cards today. Holy moly. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Let me know what you thought of these cards down below. What are you planning to do with Doriado? What do you think of these Umbral Horror cards? Are you scared of them too? Are you playing Light and Darkness Ritual? And are you interested in these cards? I'm interested in this one for sure. This one, like, is Genesis. You know. Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hey there. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a lot more for you if you want them. Just hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notifications. I'd also appreciate if you left me a like and a comment and maybe shared the video around with your friends. You can also follow me on all the usual social media sites and find my other YouTube channels and Twitch channel by checking out my website in the description below for all those links. My videos are funded by my patrons, Ko-fi subscribers, and YouTube members whose names you'll see scrolling by in these credits here. For just $1 a month, you too can find yourself here, trapped in my end screen for all eternity, among other benefits. In particular, I'd like to thank Jeremy Coatney, Frog Prince Michael, Beastsman, Beelzis, Fleakill, Fire Mizumi, Golden Nova, Haru Hayes, Squish, and the almighty Ferret Lord. A big thanks to all my other patrons and to my little community as a whole. Remember to be kind to yourselves, be kind to others, and have a wonderful whatever time it is for you. Bye!